I want to talk about guns and sex. And guns is the first one. When I grew up, my parents wouldn't let me play those little first person shooter games. Um, and I used to like kind of hate it. I actually wrote a song about this called 33. I'll link it down below. But I used to always like wish that I could play those games, right? Just because all my friends were playing it and it looked cool. Like, oh, you'll shoot something on the game. I don't know if it just hit me or if it hit me recently or hit me just I don't know when, but I've really been thinking about that. Um, that there's a game based off of weaponry and guns and bombs and like making it a game, making it like achieve a new level in the game by killing a bunch of people. And what made me say this because I think a lot of people are already indoctrinated so much that that might be hard to hear is an analogy I often make about humanity. And I compare humanity to like our relationship with dogs, to our relationship with each other, right? And imagine we had a game where instead of killing people, you were killing puppies, right? It's the whole game. Boom, 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 shoot them, kill them. I feel like there would be so much outrage, like people wouldn't allow that game on the market. Now, there's probably something like that in the black market or on the internet somewhere. Like, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. All I'm saying is the amount of mainstream culture that has done, Call of Duty. I don't even know Modern Warfare. I don't even know what the names of the games are, to be honest. Black Ops. Like, I just hear these things. Um, and I don't know if that has made people, you know, more easily okay with war and more easily okay with like killing people on behalf of like kings and presidents and shahs. And I think it's like interesting because one, I think I mentioned this in another video, but I think I said it in the description, like none of the people that are actually fighting in the war are actually gaining anything from that war. Like, these people are most likely going to be poor or like middle class or like doing it so that they get some sort of like, in America, it's like United States, it's like you get, free college if you join the military or something, right? Or, different benefits that you'll be able to get, veterans benefits, right? But a lot of people end up with PTSD, end up homeless, and the people that actually are benefiting from the wars are like the people that are banking. The people that actually declare the wars don't even fight. Like this is I wrote this in another song too, called Land of the Free, where I was like, how do you start a war you never fight in? Like, I don't know, y'all. Like, I just can't be sitting here and being like, oh, this is just crazy to me. Like, there are, what, 8 billion people? I don't even know if that number's true. I don't even know what to believe anymore at this point. But, I'm told that there are, what, some around 8 billion people on the planet. I don't know how anybody would calculate that number. I mean, I know there are censi. There are, like, censuses that happen. And, but you just can't count everybody. Like there's like babies born every second, and you know people living everywhere. Like I don't know, but anyways, I guess most people live under government control, so I guess that's the way you can count people, right? Everybody's a slave. But yeah, that's just the first part about guns. How there's a game, how it's like normalized, and I was just always make that comparison to puppies, like just like how people are like so quick to like hug and kiss on a puppy, but when they see another person, you know, they don't give a fuck. It's just like they just see a person. Oh, like we're like trained to treat each other as enemies. Like we're trained to treat to be scared of everybody, to be scared when we're all really the same. We all came from the same vagina or C-section or test tube, you know, we all came from a sperm and an egg cell. And, sure, you can get like the very, very far edge cases where it's like, oh, somebody was born with, some sort of quality where they're hyper reactive and maybe violent and, all these other things. But at the same time, I also compare it to this. It's like, if this person in the game or this person in the edge case was like your son or your daughter or your child, your brother, your sister, your sibling, um, your, aunts or uncles or your grandparents, like, would you still be playing that little shoot 'em game where it's like, oh, boom, just killed my sibling, ooh, just killed my cousin, like, just killed my daughter, killed my son, killed my child? Because that's what it all is. I mean, it's all just like killing people's children, killing people's parents, and it's just so normalized. So that's the first part, but the second part is about sex. And I was thinking about this after I said what I said in my last video about like, oh, being in a dream and then like always wanting to have sex, if that comes, if I like, no, I'm lucid dreaming, right? But then it just really got me thinking like how, because now that I also came out as pansexual, I've realized that I look at women or people that identify as women in a much different light than I look at men or people that identify as men or non-binary people that I'm attracted to, right? And it's really just uncovered a whole new world for me in terms of how much I've been objectifying is such like an overused term, and oversexualizing is, it's used so much and it's said so often. I think it's often hard to like wrap your mind around what it really means. But yeah, it just really, really got me thinking about how much anytime I see like a woman or whatever, I'm like immediately thinking sexual things. At the same time, when I compare it again to the guns thing, it's like, okay, like, what if this person was your child? Or what if this person, like, I feel like in some way, like we should all be treating each other like, we're the same like babies that come out. Like we're all just babies, you know. We might look older, but we all come from the same thing. We all have the same needs. We all piss and shit and eat. And yeah, it's just very interesting because I'll look at not people that aren't women, and my attraction to them is a lot more, I guess, holistic and what is it called? Innocent. It's a lot more innocent, right? And I think this has to do with just like how people are grown up and like everything sexualized. Like I think it's again like it might be from the movies, it might be from, just like culture in schools, and I even thought about how it's so messed up that like, even like when you're on trips when you're a kid, it's like, oh, boys and girls have to be separated. I don't know if anybody wasn't straight, but boys and girls are, oh, like, you can't, no kissing and, no relationship, like how they're always like trying to control you as a kid in terms of like what you're allowed to do, or they're too young for a relationship or they're too young for a partner or whatever. It's like, most kids aren't thinking like in that, I think, dirty sexual over sexualized way that our culture has grown so accustomed to, that's like you see in porn and you see in all these other things. But it's a lot more innocent, natural like attraction. Like it's a true attraction, I think, that goes down to the beauty of a person and their beauty of their personality, um, and the relatableness that you see in them to you, right? And not treating like private parts so much as private parts, right? Because that's another thing I think about and analyze when I think about how I'm pansexual and how I view people that aren't women and people that are women, is that there's such a disconnect, I think, between like, I'll just say generally men knowing women's anatomy and women knowing men's anatomy. And it's so like hush hush. And it's so like we don't talk about these things. And if we do talk about it, it's disgusting. It's weird. And, but I know women talks amongst women about these things and men, talk amongst men about all these things. But there's just like this false divide, right? It's like the same thing with the racial divide, the same thing. It's like the gender divide. It's like the state divide, fake borders, they're all connected. It's all these like little divisions that are put in between us so that we're not all seen as one, that we're all not seen the same. And I think it's really messed up. And I just wanted to share that because I'm just noticing it more. right? And I wrote a couple. I mean, I wrote the songs about the guns and the wars and stuff. But I haven't really. Maybe I'll make a song about the sexualization stuff because it's messed up. Like I really want to take that off of me. Like I want to know what it's like to, you know, I think I grew up in a culture too where it's like, oh, like you're gonna bag that girl, oh, you can't get that girl, or oh, like, oh man, oh, we had sex, and you know, oh, I fucked her and I fucked her best friend, and it's just like so like, just, I mean, I don't want to say disgusting because I don't want to make anything out to be like sex is disgusting, but it's like so objectifying. I don't know the right word. Like it's very disconnected, right? It's like, yeah, it's like you're objectifying yourself and you're objectifying the other person, and it's a very disconnected, no empathy. It's just very like, oh, like this is an accomplishment, like this is a trophy for me. This isn't like a relationship. And I think it's also made it hard for me to even have relationships because I become so disconnected in relationships with women specifically because I feel like I have to be, you know, this macho man or, you know, guy that doesn't care, doesn't cry, you know, that, you know, just goes out and whatever, you know, doesn't care too much and has good sex and, you know, has good eating out skills and, you know, all these other things where it's just like, this is some this is somebody's child, you know? And I just want to see everybody in that light. Like everybody's just, you know, somebody's child. Somebody's child that's beautiful. And I guess that's the thesis. Treating everybody like that. All right, peace.